his best options, but as we've seen with Pikachu and we've seen with Shiny Mark in particular, you can go under the stage as Pikachu, so those situations might not be as strong.
And speaking of situations and things to note, right, Floppyfail mostly does play Dark Samus, something that, you know, where you say, hey, okay, well, this character has different double jump and roll animations and also has a slightly lower charge shot. That doesn't matter that much. This matchup, it actually does, really does, because even though that charge shot only is a couple pixels lower, Pikachu has some of the best pancaking in the entire game, right? And so that extra little bit of depth down low to kind of hit the Pikachu player trying to limbo underneath you might just make the difference in a game here when push comes to shove.
Yeah, and we're starting this one on Battlefield. Not surprised at all for both characters. Seems like a good option for both, and let's see who can take advantage of these platforms the most so far. And it's looking like Floppyfail with an early opportunity to do it, but not quite.
Yeah, and I think he has the right idea for a game plan here on Battlefield in Game 1. Control the platforms, dance around, try and pressure Pikachu vertically, and then when they try to chase you back down, just back away with Time Bomb, slow the pace of the game down, but avoid the center triangle in that circle at all costs, right? That's where Pikachu is going to start to juggle you, find the reversal, and then seize stage control just like this. Once you get put in this blender, it's really hard to get away.
Yeah, and we're already seeing a lot of quick attack from G-Xtreme in this game number 1. And one thing I wonder about it is how Charge Shot will interact with that. I know it does extend your hurt box a little bit. So if you catch G-Xtreme off guard with a Charge Shot, you're going to get good reward from that. But already G-Xtreme picking out his spots perfectly with those quick attacks so far, so not being punished at all.
And a little bit of a floaty moment combined with some drifty eye and positioning, right? To find your way to fall out of that rising forward air from G-Xtreme. Would have found the stock otherwise, as would that Charge Shot have. But instead, both these players still on their first stock. Almost a minute and a half gone now, where as we approach that mark, nobody has had a stock get taken yet. I like that from Floppy, just willing to take that thunder, willing to just reset, play patient, control space, take the extra charge shot charge, play to your win con. Say, okay, G-Xtreme might get back, but I'm not going to edge guard him anyways. I'm either going to put him at ledge, or I'm going to blow him up with a call out.
Yeah, for sure. Ooh, the charge shot right in the face of G-Xtreme, but not charged. Able to make it back here, and now gets back with the quick attack. Yeah, we're not seeing Floppyfail able to get very much in the ledge trap situation, but he's playing neutral so well, so it feels like he doesn't even need it. And 34% from one up air, amazing stuff from Floppyfail.
Yeah, especially when you find it so high up, right? You don't get the normal platform extension that Samus might want. Now gonna find the down air too to pressure you to ledge. This could be absolutely huge to find a compounded advantage. Floppy though starting to swing for the fences, and you cannot give G-Xtreme that inch, right? This is a player who, if you start to lose your discipline against, he will capitalize. Right now, though, he's playing a little bit slow in his decision-making compared to what we're used to seeing from him. You see a little bit of hesitancy between some of these rolls, right? Some of these buttons, and then what he does next. And Floppy is playing very confident and is capitalizing. Yes, you're going to take the stock, but eating an extra 110% here is not where Pikachu wants to be.
That definitely does not feel good, and it definitely doesn't feel good to get that stock off at 180% to an up air. How often do you see Pikachu kill with an up air? But yeah, 44% already early from G-Xtreme. So he's confident in his combos. It just feels like he needs to find a way to get those stocks closed out earlier.
And what's crazy is he could have actually gotten more there, right? That 44 was off dropping the combo not once but twice, but G-Xtreme still locking in those loops to call out things. But hey, Floppyfail's multi hits a little bit more privilege than Pikachu back air, so that one's gonna find the button. However, you're not gonna fall out of forward air this time, Floppy. You don't get that same lucky bone twice. However, what you do get is a way back down the stage. You gotta put your shoulder into Pikachu's head, and it doesn't matter whether they're wearing that wrestling match or not. It's gonna take the stock regardless.
Yeah, I love that shoulder bash there from Floppyfail to get that stock, and now G-Xtreme is on his last stock here. And he's got to answer it. A nice back air to start that. Forward air is going to send him back off stage. I believe Floppyfail still has his jump, so he should be fine. But G-Xtreme putting so much off stage pressure to get that stock.
And remember, that bomb only stalls you the first two that it hits you with, right? So Floppy knows that he's running out of options. He just doesn't have anywhere else to go. And Pikachu's so flexible off stage, right? Can live out there forever, can go really far and find a way back, and then just reset from ledge to do it again. Floppy trying to find some damage there with that charge shot, but losing it at 0 and getting stuck on top flat here could actually be really scary, because G-Xtreme already erased the nearly full stock lead, right, that Floppy had earlier. if you're Floppy right now, you know that this one is starting to get away from you, and you are doing everything you can to try and hold on and not let that mental boom.
Yeah, definitely do not want to let your mental go from losing the lead. And we're seeing Floppy do a great job so far. Is that enough? Oh my God!
He DI'd that ball.
Yeah, and it was a throwback to Smash 4 right there. I mean, I haven't seen that one in so long, over 5 years. Wow.
Over 5 years.
Since Smash 4?
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
But then Bayonetta, nobody
Wait,
plays Samus after that.
we don't gotta talk about the DLC.
So
we don't gotta talk about the
DLC. Pre-DLC Smash 4, so like almost a decade? Huh?
Wow.
You know, we're Smash 4 is 10 years old this year, but like, watch the way this, like, Floppy finds the up air, the 1, 2 on the platform, 3, you shouldn't necessarily die here.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was definitely surprised to see him get the full extension right there. Like you said, probably maybe just a slight miss DI. G-Xtreme hopefully will learn from that for next time so he doesn't get hit by it again. But Floppyfail will definitely take advantage of that, and he's staring right into the camera right now. He's feeling himself.
Yeah, and we're staring right back at him. I don't know if he can hear us, but we're staring right back at him. This man, ever the jokester. You know what he did at Supernova? This is the guy. He has you sign cones. He has you sign all sorts of weird things.
He's the cone guy?
He was going around at Supernova asking people to sign a toilet seat.
What? That's crazy.
He asked me to sign it. I told him, if you get Akala to sign it, I'll sign it. He didn't find me, so I don't know if he was fruitful in that quest. But I'll hold true to my word. And what we're going to hold true right now is G-Xtreme's counterpick of small battlefield, taking away that top platform.
Yeah, it didn't feel like G-Xtreme got very much off of that top platform. It felt like Floppyfail was the one resetting the top plat more than him. So just taking that away seems like a smart option there from G-Xtreme.
It also just like limits some of your routes quite a bit, and I think as Pikachu, right, you really want to be able to control Samus's landing. She's a floaty character who already has a lot of mixed up between those time bombs and some decent landing options, right? You really want to be able to keep her above you and force out those resources. Is not let her do exactly this. Triple up air, gonna go for the up special again.
And it kills again.
No
wow.
way.
Floppyfail with the taunt too to say,
no.
You don't even know about this. Wow.
Listen, kids, time to get down. Floppyfail gonna send you all the way around town, but not able to get too much of an advantage state. But this scramble every single time is going against G, right? Those time bombs are finding so much chip just from holding space, and G is just swinging at Ghost right now, right? Like he's just trying to shark these landings with full resources left.
Yeah, and not to good effect too so far. So he's getting one up here, but it's like, okay, you just reset the situation, and Floppyfail's confident in his landings.
The bomb to call out Thunder there to then drift back around it, find the back air, and get the reversal on a situation most of the rest of the cast would get called out for. Great awareness of the matchup here from Floppy, who now gets the ledge drop. He had the call out there with the charge shot. That would have been death. But just wasn't able to commit even still. Time bomb, yeah, it's like you go to ledge, it covers a lot of Pikachu's mix-ups there, interrupts quick attack, and sends the stock away. Is he gonna follow this? He can follow this up with a 3-stock if G-Xtreme's not careful.
Yeah, one thing I would like to see from G-Xtreme is to slow the pace down just a little bit. I feel like
he got the V-grab.
Playing at the speed that he's playing at right now is only adding to Floppyfail's momentum. Slow it down a little bit, maybe do a little bit of that, under the stage quick attack, slow him down, and then maybe reset. Because right now, at the pace this game is playing at, Floppyfail is taking advantage. Yeah.
Yeah,
and just wanting to go in the next game. He's like, get it over with.
I don't know if you saw G when he got hit there. He just shook his head. He knew it was over, and he's just taking the time to reset. Right, someone who in the past we would have seen a lot more frustrated than this. G-Xtreme, even down 2-0 here, has made huge strides on his mental recently, but this is going to be one of the biggest tests he's had in a minute, and I don't think we're going to get a clip of it, but I'm still hung up on the fact he got tether grab, run around, tether grab.
And as we know, as Connecticut...
Did you hear it, though? We haven't seen this in a minute.
I haven't seen this in so long. But as we know, as Connecticut players, G-Xtreme is the ultimate Iceman. And so he's saying, okay, you've got momentum right now. I'm just going to end this game, go to the next one, and then pick up the Steve.
And this is one of Samus's worst matchups on paper, right? Up there with Olimar and Duck Hunt. Kind of that trifecta for bottom 3. If you remember Xanadu 500, D-Dog versus Icy Mist, right? Was how that tournament ended up shaking out at the end of the day. Hey, now it's up to G-Xtreme to build back and build away, create some space, block out these zoning pools, and just say, hey, Samus, every moment that you don't interact with me with your silly, floaty, the tools that can poke but can't really break blocks at a distance. Every time you don't want to come in and scrap with me, I get way closer to my win con. Even still, Floppy's doing a great job finding chip here, and preventing these resources from getting too built up.
Yeah, he's doing a great job so far right now. And like you said, G-Xtreme has like almost no resources. And like I said, at the end of game number 2, I feel like G-Xtreme needs to slow down the pace, and there's no better character choice for that for G-Xtreme than this Steve.
Yeah, it's just weird to see, right? Because G has not played this character in what feels like almost a year at this point, right?
Yeah.
This used to be his co-main, his single main, but right now it just feels like an echo of a memory, right? It just feels like he's not as confident. We're not seeing the creative build paths that we're used to seeing from him. We're not used to seeing these creative angles. He's just kind of getting caught swinging, you know, and misty-eyeing, making a lot of the same mistakes he did with the Pikachu earlier on, and it's just not working out for him right now.
Yeah, definitely not working out so far. Hasn't even gotten the time to craft better tools. Finally gets stone tools right there. And that's the amount of pressure that Floppyfail has been putting on this Steve. Because you can threaten with that charge shot from across the stage, he's making it very hard for him to craft tools. And yeah, like you said, more of the same, but this is Steve. This can close in seconds.
And remember, Floppy is also from a region with Syrup, with Phantom, with a lot of great Steve players, like Jules, like Wandell Ding Littleton, Stefan, exactly, right in his state or neighboring New York. It is brutal to be out here as a Steve player against this man, and he is showing you the back air spacings, immaculate, calling you out of minecart and everything else time and time again. Gonna mix in the neutral air for some good measure. Yeah, Tether, you get hit there, but actually, it's not a bad situation. And you get some more damage than you would have otherwise because it doesn't break minecart. You burn his resources, and he overextends, and you get even more of a punish for it.
Yeah, definitely getting more of a punish. But yeah, G-Xtreme trying to force the KO option there with the up smash right there. And Floppyfail not falling for it. High recovery here. Is this going to be it? Up air into charge shot, not going to do it. But so much constant pressure here from Floppyfail. G-Xtreme has not had a second to breathe so far in this game number 3.
Yeah, he doesn't even have the tools to build a wall here, right? And he's just going to use it. Gets the drag down off the block break. G-Xtreme still got some sauce at least, because that is playing the player if I've ever seen it. He forces the last stock scenario. All he needs now is a diamond, right? All he needs now is an up tilt and a dream. He's looking for it, but not going to find it just yet. That screw attack, sorry, on the up special, not going to kill quite yet. First time for everything for G-Xtreme this set, and he needs a miracle right now. Oh, no.
Oh, and that was definitely not the miracle that G-Xtreme was looking for. But what an amazing upset there from Floppyfail. G-Xtreme not able to just get into his groove right there, so he'll have to find his way into the loser's bracket, unfortunately. But sometimes these things just work out. But Floppyfail will be the one moving on, but G-Xtreme definitely has a shot in the loser's bracket if he's able to compose himself.
And, you know, we were talking before the bracket, right, about unranked players getting wins on PR players here and really establishing the cases for themselves moving forward. Well, guess what? We just saw it happen, right? This is exactly what we were talking about while we were waiting for these sets to get started. Someone like Floppyfail seeded 21 to G-Xtreme's 12, right? That's a large gap in a bracket of this size. And yet, Floppyfail made it look damning, right? He was all over the Pikachu, all over the Steve, and just, it felt like G-Xtreme couldn't keep up with the movement.
Yeah, it felt like Floppyfail, in game 1, it felt pretty even. Like, both players were feeling each other out, you know, trying to get a good understanding of what to do. And then Floppyfail got that one big up air, up-B combo that kind of just changed the momentum in Floppyfail's favor, and G-Xtreme wasn't able to get back into his groove since then. And it was an impressive display from Floppyfail, taking out one of Connecticut's few invaders that are here today. Hopefully the ones that are in Wave B do a little bit better, fingers crossed. But yeah, impressive performance for Floppyfail.
Yeah, that's still, I will say, win or lose, and Floppy, you know it too if you just saw his expression in the player cam, right? That's the best moment of the set, and if you aren't going to win the set, the best thing you can do is get one of the best clippable moments that we're going to see in the entire bracket. And at least G-Xtreme, I know G-Xtreme, you know G-Xtreme. We all know, if you know G-Xtreme chat, that he doesn't care about that.